Hold up, look, check it. Sorry I ain't end up a college kid. Stood on the corner with the problem kids. Wish I could show my brother how to live. This ain't the way, bro, do the opposite. At night I pray, hope we get out of this. Ain't tryna play no hot ass block with Knicks. I'm tryna hit an outlet, caught some kicks. Push the brake up in that Audi and then watch it drift. Hey yo, but look, on the real though, you something I kill for. And once I hit 2 mil, we watching the mail blow.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Respect Your Passion. I wanted to start this segment off by thanking everybody that's been supporting me. Reposts, likes, comments, subscribe. Even if you took the time out to watch 5 minutes of the video on YouTube, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the support. It gives me some type of confirmation that what I'm doing is in the right direction, and we're just going to continuously grow. I know episode 2 and 3, the audio was a little tricky. I was working with a mic that I don't really know how to use, so this episode hopefully will get a little better. I want to increase the quality, only bring you continuous high-level conversations with great, positive, genuine guests. That brings me to today's guest, my brother Dave Irons. For those who don't know, Dave Irons is in the background for everything that I do. Teach Peace NYC, I put out like videos, promotional videos, commercials, you could say. Dave Irons is behind that. Most of my photo shoots, Dave Irons is behind that, alongside Esteban. Shout out to Esteban. And now with this Respect Your Passion venture that I have going on, David has been alongside me in this journey as well, editing most of these episodes, working with the obstacles that I've put in front of him with the audio, messing up the audio, messing up the quality. He's only helping me get it out there so I don't have to re-record, reschedule with the guest. He's been doing a phenomenal job working alongside me, and I can't be grateful enough. So I appreciate you, Dave. What's going on? How you feeling today?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me on this, man. I appreciate you. You already know. David Irons, like he already stated before, my brand name is Off the Bench, 3 H's. And hey, man, like I'm a videographer / photographer, and man, a lot of people don't know, but person that gave me the push to do this, to get started with my passion, is actually Jonathan. It's been Chubby, and I just remember we were talking, and I remember I used to kind of just like dabble in it a little bit, the videography. I used to shout out to my boy Nelson. Nelson, I remember I first got a MacBook in 2012, and me and Nelson used to just be playing around with iMovie. We used to make like skits and stuff, like just for YouTube, and it's probably floating somewhere on YouTube. I wouldn't advise y'all to go watch that though. It's probably like it's super old, super embarrassing, but yeah, like that's how I got started with like the whole editing thing. We were just taking silly videos and just creating stuff, and then throughout the years it was like off and on. I wouldn't really call it too much of the videography photography thing. I just used to like seeing things, and then probably just edit once in a while, and I started getting real good at it. I started actually playing basketball in a league, and then I would have shout out to Shamar, shout out to George. They would come through, and I would give them my phone, and they would literally take the whole game, and I would just cut the clips of those, or like clips of me, clips of my boy Daryl, and just like make a little compilation video of every bucket that we scored. And that's that, I guess that got me prepared for all of the work that I have to do now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, throughout the years it's just been off and on. And then one time we had that conversation. It was that night, I think it was 2020. It was a conversation that we had, and I was like, yo bro, I really just want to go full force, bro. Like I just feel like this is what I need to do. This is what I should be doing. And he was like, bro, just do it. Like don't stop making excuses. Like just do it. And then that same night, I went home. I financed the camera, financed the MacBook, not the MacBook. I'm sorry. I financed the desktop, the iMac, and it's been taking off ever since, bro. Like I think I renamed my Instagram Off the Bench, OFFTHABENCHHH. I put three H's because off the bench was already taken. It's really no meaning behind the three H's, but I think it's cool. I think it stands out. I think it's different. But I think I named myself that months before I started putting out content. So, once I started dropping content, like it's kind of like I never stopped. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
To circle back to that convo that we had that night, I've had this conversation with a lot of people, even with me starting this podcast the last couple weeks and just dropping episodes. People will come up to me saying, "Hey, I have an idea for this podcast. I want to start a podcast actually myself. What did you do to get started?" And I just tell them straight up, just get started. You have a laptop? Yeah. You have a webcam? Yeah. Oh, what kind of webcam you got? Do you have a webcam that records quality? Does it look good to you? Don't worry about what it look good to everybody else. Okay, cool. Does your laptop take audio? Yeah, it does. Oh, what kind of mic? Don't worry about the top quality mic. I don't have a top quality mic. I don't have a top quality webcam. I'm sitting on a $30 desk right now and a game chair. Just get started and get better every single time, and then be consistent with it, and you're just gonna continuously grow from there. If you just have this idea in your mind and you're not doing anything to get started, it's never gonna go. So I tell everybody that has an idea or brings forward an idea or business idea or side venture that they want to do, just get started. Do whatever it is, the minimum requirements that you need to get started. Use that and then grow from there. So I think that was a great conversation, because now I see where you're going with everything, the doors that you've opened from that conversation, and it gives me some sense of pride. I don't make a dollar from what you do, but I look at what you're doing, and I'm like, damn, I know that started from a conversation that we both had, and all it takes is a conversation. Absolutely. And then that person to go from there.
Absolutely.
What made you embark on this journey, or did somebody inspire you to go this route?
What made me pretty much embark on this, man, I gotta say, like, probably just growing up and just like seeing different things. Like, I play basketball. I watch a lot of basketball, and I'm from, when Ball is Life came out and they started posting their mixtapes and everything like that, and I started seeing it, and then it became like something like people started doing edits to these videos and cool things and like just outrageous stuff, and like me seeing that, I'm just like, yo, I need to learn how to do that. Like I need to really learn how to do that. Like, and I feel like I was really good at it because, first of all, like I'm a hooper, and I'm a bucket. Like, we know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Can you elaborate further on that? Because I don't understand. I'm just playing.
Aside, I'll post some clips. I'll post some clips down low.
We're gonna add some clips to the bottom of it.
Yeah, some clips. But nah, I'm a bucket, and it's it just got me motivated more to kind of just create something for other people who are also fellow buckets. So like, I'm with the camera, I see people, and they killing, they doing their thing, and like all of a sudden they go on Instagram, they see a cool edit of themselves. Like, imagine how that must make you feel. That must make you feel real good, and like, I'm happy to be the one to actually be doing it for people. But it didn't. I'm not gonna say it started there. I'm gonna circle back to when I was making videos with Nelson, and just editing, and throughout the years just being like, okay, like maybe I do have a passion for it. Maybe this is my passion. Like maybe this is my calling. And I would always downplay it, just whatever. And I really feel like also like the music videos that I grew up watching, and I'm a huge Outkast fan, right? And this is an example. I'm a huge Outkast fan, and they're legends, and just like they're different though. Like, they fit their name so perfect, and just watching them, I'm like, yo, all of this eclectic stuff, all of this stuff that you don't normally see, like, this is dope to the eye for people to see. So that got me interested as well, like in music. Not only music, but I listen to a lot of music. Like, and I try to match the music up with what's going on in the videos that I create. So like somebody a whole bunch of times, like I post a video and then people are like, yo, this song is tough. Like it makes the video better when the song matches. So I think that's also a part of the reason why I got started, just wanting to create something dope, bro. Like truthfully, just create something dope, and it's for other people. It's not even really for myself. Like it's for other people. So um, I'm not one to be like in the camera so much. Like I used to post a lot like of myself, but to each his own. Like this is no knock on anybody. Like if you post yourself, cool. But for me, I know personally, like I don't like to really post myself that much. And maybe I should. Maybe I should get myself out there, get out of my comfort zone a little bit. But in due time, in due time. Um, as far as inspirations for it, um, there's a dude. He goes by the name of Cam Beverly. He's also an editor. He's top notch. Like he's top notch. He's done videos for Kelly Oubre. He's done videos for Josh Christopher. Um, he has his own YouTube, and I remember watching his YouTube before I even got started, and the way that he does like his documentary style things is outrageous. It's great and it's inspiring. And I remember watching that, and I remember seeing a clip of Kelly Oubre. It's on his Instagram. Kelly Oubre, like he had like he had braids and he had these beads in his hair. And Cam Beverly did something where he took the beads out, like all of the beads that he had in his hair, out, like edit. Like he took them out, and then they were like spinning around and stuff like that. It was just dope. Like it was the dopest thing I've ever seen. Like at that time. So that's what really got me like yo, I gotta do this. I gotta learn how to do this. Like imagine something that you are super passionate about, and then you see it and you don't know how to do it. You gonna want to learn, right? So that's just what I wanted to bring to the table. He's my inspiration as far as um, a, a videographer, photographer standpoint. But for life, my inspirations, uh, definitely my family, my friends. Like my dad, number one. Like my dad, he inspires me so much, man. Just I didn't understand a lot of things when I was younger, but now that I'm older, like I get it 100%. Like he used to tell me, as long as you make it home, it was a great day. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't make it home. You know, a lot of people don't make it home. So, um, just being, I'm 28 years old, just being here, just being in the position that I'm in, like, no matter what's going on in my life, like things could be going totally wrong. Things could be going really, really bad. But as long as I come home at the end of the day and, I'm safe, then that's more important than anything else. Because a lot of people, it's wicked out here. A lot of people are losing their lives. A lot of people are just senseless. And so definitely like my dad, my family, my friends, I consider family. I consider my brother. So like what you're doing too, always gotta give you your flowers, bro. Like I've been there since, I'm not even gonna say day one, but I've been there from when you started transitioning to who you are right now. Like you came to me with an idea, you came to me with multiple things. I still remember the day that we did that first hoodie. That's the hoodie that you have on right now.
That's why I put it on.
Yeah, that's the hoodie that you have on right now, bro. And I remember just being there and like I have the video on my page and everything. And bro, that's progress has been made and progress is still gonna be made. So, I'm proud of you as well, bro. And I'm a huge believer in giving people their flowers. Like I tell my bros that I love them and I care about them all the time. Like that's important. Like we need that. Especially being who we are. It's quote unquote minorities, right? We need that. We need to phase out that crabs in the bucket type of thing and just focus on helping each other and pulling each other up. I think that's super important. But any more inspirations? I'm not a huge like celebrity type of guy. I think I used to be. I won't front and sit here and say like that I wasn't. That I didn't look up to certain celebrities, like growing up. But if I did have to, I think both of us would agree on Nip Hussle. Nip Hussle definitely, especially with the marathon movement, like TMC, the marathon continues. I got it tatted, before he even passed. I probably got it tatted in 2014. Shout out to BJ. And I feel like also Dom Kennedy. Dom Kennedy is he's from the West Coast. If nobody knows, he's also a rapper. But the thing I like about Dom Kennedy the most, he had an album, and it's called Get Home Safely. And when he explained it, he was like, man, like it was kind of like the same thing that my dad said. Like at the end of the day, you just want to get home safely. And I feel like that's also a great album. I actually have it's funny because I bought two of them. Right, this one is unopened. One of them is open, but I bought two of them, and this is just the hard copy of it. And you don't really see that nowadays, but that's how much it means to me. And then, like just him being like so low key as well. He don't really post on the gram like that. Like he dropped his music, he let it do what it do, and that's it. I think I feel like him and I could relate in that type of way. And if I had another one, I know I said I don't do celebrities, but I'm just thinking about like, I guess now in my life who I can look at and be like, all right, well, I feel like they're a pretty decent person, and another one is Drew Holiday. He plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I feel like him representing being a father, him being low key throughout his whole career. He's just low key, but he's doing his job. He got a ring last year, right? Because he stayed down. He stayed down to where he was at. He got traded to the Bucks. First year on the Bucks, got a ring. And I don't know these people personally. It's just what I see. But like I said, celebrities, you don't know what's going on in Hollywood. You don't know what's going on there. So like I start putting my beliefs into all of that type of stuff. It's just entertainment at the end of the day. But yeah, kind of rambled on a little bit, but
nah, that's all right. I want to circle back to one thing that you said about being inspired by your friends. I know some people are gonna watch this and think that's cliche or think that's corny or whatever, but we had a conversation the other day, and this was probably like 2 or 3 days ago, and I told you that you inspired me for the simple fact that you picked up a camera, you have a family as well, you work your job, but you're also grinding. Every day that I hit you up, we talk almost every day, probably like every other hour we talk and just motivate each other. And you're on the grind, you're always on the move, you're recording this footage for this tournament, I know we're probably going to touch base on it later, but you're also in the G League, right? That's what's called, G League? Yeah, you're recording footage for the G League as well. Mm-hmm. That's something that I know that you probably never dreamed that you can achieve 2 years into doing videography.
Right.
But I think this is important for everybody because me and Dave didn't grow up in the same box together. We met in the gym. We met playing ball. We met working out together. We had good, genuine vibes. Just two people with good intentions, and we just kept in contact. And I told him my idea with Teach Peace, what I wanted to do. He told me, I had a little idea with videography. I've cut up clips before, this, and the third, and I said, let's get together. And look, I don't know if it's 2 years or 3 years later, and look at the energy that we've put out into the universe already with Teach Peace, and now with the Respect Your Passion podcast. It's been very powerful to just go from working out and meeting each other in the gym to now putting out positive energy that people across the country see. And I wanted to touch base on something else. I forgot, but I just wanted to ask you, I want to ask all my guests that get onto here, what's your current state of mind? Like, how you feeling? How's your mental? How's your health? Because I know everybody's stuck in this grind, working a 9 to 5, doing their side ventures, taking care of their family. Right. There's a lot of negativity, like you touched based on earlier, ignorance in this world, world wars. It's crazy right nowadays. So I just want to ask all my guests that get on this platform, if they want to be, they could be vulnerable and just speak on their current state of mind.
Right. Yeah. I'm good, man. Nowadays I lean on my faith more than anything. And like because and I go back to saying like to each his own. Like me, I believe in God, 100%, and I got real conversations with God. I got real experience with God. I've been praying consistently since I was in 8th grade. So, um, but I didn't always lean on my faith, right? I didn't always like just kind of let go and let God, right? Like I'm human, so I would think about certain things. I would get anxious about certain things. I would have emotions that I really didn't know um, how to, I guess, contain, right? Especially like in this past year, I had a lot of life changes, and uh, it's been different. But nowadays, I'm leaning more on my faith, and I always kind of told myself in the back of my mind, like I claim I believe in God, so why am I tripping? Like why am I bugging out? Like I just gotta let things, you know, just play yourself out sometimes. And I can't control everything, but what I can control is my state of mind. Right? I can always control my state of mind, and like mental. I'm kind of glad. Like I'm gonna talk a little bit about social media, but like yo, social media, social media can either like really motivate you or it could just break you. And I feel like now this is a good time that we're in as well, because now we got a lot of things coming up about mental health. Right now we got a lot of programs and different posts that you see on Instagram about mental health, so people are taking it serious. Like growing up we didn't really have that, so like all of the traumas and everything that we went through, like talking about your mental health, especially like us being men, that wasn't really, like people wasn't really doing that for real. So nowadays like people are bringing more attention to it, so I feel like that's great. So I feel like I'm leaning on my faith more, and I feel like I'm in a position now where I'm just like I gotta be strategic with every move. I gotta just take more chances, and I gotta just remember who I am. And if something happens where I'm not happy with it, I gotta my reaction or my response has to define me. I have to, like I can't let anybody else define me. Like I have to define me. And that goes back to Nip Hussle's song called "I Do This." I think it has Mozzie and Young Thug on it, when he was like, I think he was like, the first line was like, long winded, running through this life like it was mine, never settling, setting every bar high, 1,000 burpees on my path to my own destruction or success. And then like later on in that little message, he's like, who would you want to define? Man, I'm butchering it right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
but
No,
but like you
I
understand,
had
like
that in one of my videos in the cemetery. Remember?
yeah, yeah, and like it's just a good message. Every time I feel like I get out of sorts, like I try to just listen to that. And um, it's sometimes you human, like I said, you human, so you have different emotions. You might think that you solve something, that you're over something, and then new emotions come up one day. Like we might see something that might remind you of something, and then But I think the key is just to remain consistent, have that mindset to be like, yo, I got out of this before. Maybe it's gonna stick with me forever, but I know I have tools and I know how to just climb out of it. And I'm not gonna sit here and just talk about the tools and just do this and that, blah blah blah. But people gotta do different things to help themselves. You know, no matter what it might be, you got to do things to help yourself. I'm not really too huge on stating something like, oh well, you got to do this or you got to do that, because people are different. Everybody's different. You got to do what works for you. So, but to answer your question, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I feel like I'm in a good place. Yeah.
Sure, bro. Usually, every day I go through the same thing. I go questioning myself: do I really want to do this? whenever you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable predicament, just know that you're growing. You just gotta stay 10 toes down, stay disciplined, and just believe in yourself. Nobody else is gonna believe in you but you. And just stay disciplined. Every day I wake up, I read this from one of my books. I wish I knew the author and the book title. But you wake up every morning and you practice a gratitude prayer. Just think about every single thing that you could possibly be grateful for. Because some people, they get on social media, they see people partying, and they got to go to work. They see people with Cuban link gold chains on and 3 girls around them, and they like, damn, my life sucks. But just practice gratitude prayer every single morning. Wake up every single morning and think about everything that you could be grateful for. The roof over your head, the job that you're working and you could provide for you and yours. Your wife that's laying down on the other side of the bed, your kids that's in the next room, the people that support you, the people that believe in you, the direction that you're going in life. I think we get stuck in this, like you said with the social media, in comparing your lives to everybody else. Nah, it's a marathon. You run your own route. Like Nip used to say, you run your own route. Everybody else runs their own speed. You run your own route. Just stay 10 toes down and you'll get there. So I think that's very important.
Absolutely, bro. Couldn't agree more.
For sure. What are some obstacles you had to overcome to get to where you at today?
I think as far as videography goes, probably just the whole comparison thing. You start out, and then not only before even the comparison thing, but just even getting started. Like, I feel like because I was so passionate about it, I was afraid to fail. You know, I'd be like, dang, it's not gonna be the outcome that I wanted. So that made me not want to even start. You know, so but then when I did start, it was the comparison thing. It was the going on people's pages and seeing like, dang, they got more views than I did, or dang, they know how to do this. Like, and I'm just like, bro, I can't live like that. You know, I can't live like comparing myself to nobody. Like, that's not the right way to live in any type of form. You know, so you know, I felt like I had to just remind myself of who I am first and foremost. You know, I just had to kind of just be like, yo, this it may not be like what you expected, or you might be looking at somebody else's post and, you know, comparing yourself to things, but you are you at the end of the day. Like, people support you. You know what I'm saying? I probably have a whole bunch of friends that just like my videos and stuff like that. Not even because they care about the video, but just because of me, of who I am. Like, they support me, and I don't find nothing wrong with that. You know, because you might not be interested in what I post, but just your support, and you know, I feel like that's genuine because you're supporting me, not just supporting of what I put out. So, you know, that definitely, I definitely had to overcome that type of, you know, just being myself more than anything, and just, you know, being okay, being comfortable with just being myself. You know, in life, I would say the same thing. You know, just being okay, being comfortable, being myself. You know, we all have trauma. Like, we all have things that we think about sometimes, and it makes us uneasy. And, you know, I'm not gonna go too deep into my traumas, or, you know, but I felt like now, like, I deal with them a whole lot better than I did in the past. You know, and, you know, I like anybody, you know, you do things that you wish that you could take back. You know, you do things that you wish that you could forget, but, you know, it makes you. So that's all I think about now. Like, I'm just like, man, you got to forgive yourself before anything, because if you walk around with that baggage, if you walk around with that guilt, or if you walk around with just, you know, those heavy feelings, and, you know, it could ruin your future. It could ruin the present moment. And I'm not all the way there yet, but, you know, I'm a lot better than I once was. Like, you know, just dealing with anxiety and dealing with all of the things that I had to endure, and even what I've endured on other people. You know, so I feel like I'm in a much better place right now. And like I said before, man, just leaning on my faith has helped me. Like just leaning on my faith has helped me so much. Just letting go sometimes, just allowing myself to just be. A real important person, a person that's I'm real close to, just told me like, yo, you gotta feel. Sometimes you just gotta feel. Like you just gotta feel how you feel. Like however it might be, you just gotta feel how you feel, and I feel like that's the best advice that I've gotten, because we try to downplay the way that we feel sometimes. If you're not feeling 100%, you like nah, or climb up out of it instantly, right? Like you try to climb up out of it. Dang, I'm not feeling good. Dang, I gotta, man. Nah, just feel how you feel for the moment. Like if it take an hour, it take 2 hours, it take a day. Just feel how you feel, man. Just allow yourself to feel that way, because it's gonna pass. Like things, and I'm speaking for myself, and I'm speaking for most people I know. But like things don't you don't stay in that same type of mind frame for a long time. You don't.
And also dig yourself out of it. Not to cut you off, but you definitely got to dig yourself out of it. Don't dwell on, like if one wrong thing happens, don't dwell on it, because thoughts is powerful.
Right.
Whatever you think, whatever you speak, is gonna come to reality. I believe in the power of manifestation. So if you're gonna keep thinking negative thoughts, negative things are gonna continuously happen.
Right.
But if you perceive it as, okay, this is an obstacle, and I have to go through this, and I'm gonna get over this hump eventually. You're definitely gonna get over it, and things are gonna start to fall into place as long as you keep that mindset. So just keep that in mind. Thoughts is very powerful. Don't dwell on something. If something goes wrong, that's fine. That's just another obstacle being put in front of you to test your will, test your discipline, test your belief. Even that, the universe puts obstacles in front of you to see if you really believe in yourself. Are you really gonna stay down when things get tough? That's when you find out if your belief is really up there.
Absolutely.
Is when things get rough. Things ain't gonna be all rainbows and butterflies for everybody. You gotta really put the groundwork in, stay 10 toes down and get through it.
Right. And thank you for saying that, because I feel like you said that perfectly. Like you gotta dig yourself out of it. And what I meant by feeling how you feel, I meant you gotta dig yourself out of it, but keep in mind that it's how you feel, and don't deny that. Don't try to feel sorry for how you feel. Just if you feel that way, you feel that way, but just know that better days is coming. Know that like, okay, I could dig myself out of it, like I've done it before. This is just a new obstacle. Like you said, this is just a new obstacle. This is something new that I gotta go to. But I think some people get very discouraged as well, because it may be the reoccurring obstacle that they had to go through, or they might feel like, dang, I can't get a break. Like something else. Like, and I get it. Like I understand. Like trust me, I understand. But you gotta be able to. Excuse me. You gotta be able to try to just be yourself and just cope with it how you can cope with it. If you need a couple days, where I know some people who probably need a couple days and like to feel bad, pity themselves, and throw a tantrum or whatever, do what you gotta do. Like can't nobody judge you. Like do what you gotta do, and then like the third day, they back on it, because that's what they needed to do. That's what they needed to do to help them. So yeah.
Just pick yourself up. That's the most important part. Take whatever time you need. Use whatever you need that's therapeutic to you, but just pick yourself up. You get knocked down 9 times, pick yourself up 10 times. Don't stay down. Right. I think all the greats that's been through plenty obstacles, struggles, the thing that sets them apart is that they pick themselves up and they keep going. And that's what makes people great. That's what sets them aside from everybody else.
Absolutely.
I think we touched a little bit on this, but have you ever felt like giving up? And what got you back on track? What personally for you has gotten you back on track? What has been therapeutic for you to pick yourself up from falling down?
Probably just stepping away from things. Just like if I'm feeling frustrated with certain things, I step away from it, do different things. I like to do yoga. I'm I'm a big X-Men Evolution and Static Shock fan, and now that they got them on Disney Plus and HBO Max, I watch that. Like, because it just remind me of simpler times. Like, remind me when I was a kid, and I didn't really have any type of worries, or I didn't know certain things, and I try to put myself back in a place to just just sometimes just you gotta not be an adult. You gotta enjoy yourself. And going back to the first episode of what your brother Chris said about the adult, like the the adult, the ADULLT. Like he said, like I think it's really spelled like that because when you're an adult, things become so dull. And I want to always keep that. I want to always keep that like childlike mindset, for me, because that's what works for me. That's what's healthy for me. If you know me, like I joke around all the time. Like I'm a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to laugh. Like I'm not very very serious. Like and but I can get serious, and when I get serious, then it's most likely because I'm in my head, or I'm thinking about something. I'm stressing out about something, and just being able to have good people around me, right? Like just have good people around me that I could talk to, that I can relate to. Music that has helped me, just going back to the basics, playing ball, like just going back to the basics, have definitely helped me. Get back to my passion, because it's rigorous. It could be very very rigorous. Just dealing with certain things like that you're very very passionate about, because you will be tested. But how will you respond? You gotta find ways to take care of yourself mentally. Step away from things. Like I gotta step away from things, because if too much of anything is not good for you anyway. No matter what it is, too much of anything is not good for you. So just being able to take a step back and not becoming too obsessive over things, and like it's just a good balance for me, and that's what works for me. So yeah.
I could say you definitely have a strong support system though, because when we met, the people that support you, so like Ty, Nelson, Shaq, Daryl, Dre, those people, Mel, Daniel, those people ended up becoming my supporters just off the strength of you. I'm telling you guys, like, just surround yourself with good, genuine, positive people, and everything else will fall into place. Like I put out Teach Peace NYC, and I incorporated Dave into the brand, and started working on things with Dave, and I had instantly like 8 people constantly reposting, sharing, buying every single drop, and that kept me grounded, because of course I have my own support system, but now I had Dave's support system behind me, and just had a strong team behind me, and I think that kept us grounded whenever we had any obstacles along our way. Yeah. As well. Just keeping a very strong support system around you, and people that actually believe in you. What advice would you give to a younger you, a young Dave, a young off the bench, a young Wave? What advice would you give to him?
Oh man, sheesh, that's a great question, bro. I'll tell myself a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to think back to when I was 16 years old. 16 years old.
It's a long
Last year of
time,
high school.
right?
Say it again.
It's a long time at this point,
Yeah,
right?
long time, 12 years ago. So I would tell myself that this is not it. At that age, I felt like speaking on me, like I felt like I had everything figured out for my future, right? Like I felt like, I was just like, man, like I'm gonna go to community college, because when I was in high school, I wasn't a very very good student. Like things just didn't stick with me. I was just kind of like, man, like whatever. I didn't try. I didn't apply myself, and I probably could have got the work. It's just that I didn't want to apply myself. So in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm going to community college. Like I'm a child for the basketball team. I'm gonna get on the basketball team and I'm gonna go overseas or something like that. Just something like,
You thought that?
yeah, like I was just, I was just kind of like,
Okay.
just
Why'd you think that? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Continue. My fault. You know, I gotta joke around a little
It's all
bit.
right, bro. It's all right. We got haters everywhere. It's all right. Nah, but yeah, I thought so, and like I was just kind of like, man, like, or like if that don't work out, then I get a job, this and that, blah blah. But the point is, like, I was planning my whole life, and none of it, like literally none of it, like was how I thought it was, right? So I went to community college, and like I was doing the same thing I was doing in high school. I wasn't doing my work, this and that, blah blah. Until one day, I didn't do my homework for one class. It was business class. I went for marketing. I went to WCC for marketing, and I was in business class, and one of the teachers, he was like, "Yo, did you do your homework? Did you do the assignment?" And I'm like, "Nah." No care in the world. I was just like, "Nah." He was like, "All right," and I'm like something in my head. I was just like, "Oh, he don't care. Like, you really don't care." Because in high school, they care. Like they want to make you do work and stuff. And me, I just wasn't with it. So, um, when he said that, I was like, something just went off in my head, and I'm just like, damn, like, nah, I gotta grind. So I ended up getting my associates in 2 years, and I dropped my marketing. I dropped marketing because that's not what I wanted to do. So I was just doing liberal arts. I had to double up on classes for 2 semesters, and I got my associates in 2 years, and then I went to Lehman right after that, and I got my bachelor's in 3 years, and then I went to Manhattanville, and I got my master's in 3 years. So I graduated 2019. I started, yeah. So I did 8 years of college, and from that moment, bro, I still remember that moment because that's what taught me accountability for myself. I when I was younger, like people would try to teach you about accountability. And my dad would try to teach me about accountability all the time, and I was a kid. I was just a kid, so I'm just like, whatever, in one ear and out the other. Until I had that experience for myself, and I'm just like, no, I gotta. This is my future that we're talking about. I can't fail. And when I graduated, when I got my master's, like I look back on everything, and I'm just like, bro, like this is crazy. Like I can't believe it. Like I was literally like, I can't believe a person like me got his master's. But it was just a great feeling, man. Like, and so I would definitely tell myself like, yo, this is not it. Like anything is possible. Like just continue, just put out good energy, break bad. I would tell myself to break bad habits. I got another story, right? When I was younger, and you've heard this story before, but I'm just telling it to people. When I was younger, when I was in third grade, I used to bite my nails, and my dad, he told me, he was like, yo, I'll give you $1 for every nail that you don't bite. At the end of the week, I'll give you $1. I could not do it. I was in school biting my nails. It's bad. So one time I remember I had a friend, I think his name was Francisco. He had a party, a birthday party, and he was going to, I think he was going to the Met Stadium. So I came home like, yo, can I go to the Met Stadium? What's that? My dad was like, nope. He was like, nope. I was like, why not? He was like, you need to stop biting your nails. So I tell you what, the party is next week. If you stop biting your nails today, then I'll let you go to the party. Oh, my nails was fire after that. Like like I did not bite them. I was like, nah, I can't. I gotta go to this party because everybody in my class going to the party. I can't be the only one not go. So and then afterwards he told me, he was like, yo, it's hard to break bad habits. Right? So if you waking up in the morning and you're not being productive, or you doing certain things, you going like you're just doing things that you don't even like, or you're just doing them because you're used to it, because it's a habit. It's a bad habit that you got to try to break, that you got to find some way or find some incentive to try and break. Because I'm glad I learned that at an early age, and I have to keep reminding myself that I do need to break bad habits. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't break these bad habits. I'm still working on some habits that I have that I need to eventually break. But as long as you're working towards breaking them, and as long as you know that they're bad habits. Some people go through go through life, and like they don't know that they have bad habits from an early age, you know. And granted, it's whatever you feel like or whatever you think is a bad habit, but some things are just written in plain sight that it's a bad habit, So I just feel like you know I would tell myself at 16, like, focus on um breaking those bad habits, right? I used to self-reflect at the end of the day at an early age. Just think about like my day when I would come home. Just think about like all the things all the conversations that I had. Certain things of what I liked, what I disliked, and I remember asking a friend. I had to be in probably like seventh grade. I remember asking a friend like, "Yo, reflect probably wasn't the word that I used, but I was like, yo, do you ever think about when you go home? Do you ever think about your day and think about like what you could have done better, what you like, dislike?" He looked at me. He was like, "Bro, what are you talking about, bro?" Like he was like, "Yo, come on now." So I'm just like, man, like I knew at like an early age that my thought process was just different. It was just about the execution and just breaking those bad habits and just making the next day better um than what it was. Um, and I would also just tell myself, man, I got a whole lot of stuff, man. I would tell myself that like experience could either shape you in a good way or a bad way. At the end of the day, um, it's up to you whether you're gonna let a situation define you or whether you're gonna just handle it the correct way. And again, that comes back to um, doing what works for you. If talking to a friend works for you, if listening to music, keeping it to yourself, works for you, like, then so be it. But it can either shape you in a good way or bad way. Um, and just, man, honestly, I mean, I have a whole lot of stuff, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it silent. Last thing I will say is that I am a marathon runner. I just no sprinting in my life. What I mean by that, I don't actually run marathons. Like I don't do that. But meaning, life is a marathon. You know, this is from Nip Hustle. Life is a marathon. There's no sprinting in life. So this goes back to what I said about this is not it. Like you never don't rush anything. Don't rush through life. Don't think that this is it. Like just try to just be on a steady path and allow yourself to enjoy the process along the way to your success. So that's what I would kind of tell myself.
Appreciate you dropping that wisdom for us. I know there's a lot of kids that probably will end up watching this, and they'll look at us and see a lot of themselves in us. So I feel like it's very important to ask that question because I know they could relate to who we were 16, 17 years old. Very negative. I know I was very full of ignorance. And I wish I had mentors like myself now to teach myself at 16, 17 years old some of the lessons that I've gone through. And as well, that's the power of social media. Not to touch back on social media, but social media now, as adults, 30 years old, 29 and plus, we can utilize our platform to provide mentorship, to provide inspiration to the kids that look up to us. And they may not personally tell us, hey, they look up to us or whatever the case may be. I know I got family, friends, and kids in my neighborhood that are like 16, 17, 18 years old. And they remind me of myself at that age, thinking I was a gangster, thinking this is all, the projects was all I know, being on the block or being in front of the bodega with your boys, and just being menaces is what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. Nah, there's more to life than that.
Right.
So I like to ask that question to all of my guests, for the simple fact that I know somebody's watching this and somebody needs these messages. Right. So thank you for dropping that wisdom.
No doubt. And just to talk about your point about social media, there's plenty of things that we can benefit from social media. And like you said, people can provide mentorships, people can provide just positive message every single day, as what you're doing with your brand and this podcast. I feel like people on social media, it's all about a competition. It's all about flexing. It's all about who has the latest this, who has the latest that. Like, It's like, yo, when you buy certain things, do you like it, or are you just buying it because Instagram, or you gonna get a whole bunch of likes on Instagram? So I feel like social media is it's a gift and a curse. Um, it's a gift if you use it the correct way, as you're doing, and it's a curse if you look to it and you think that you're less than because you don't have what other people have. That's it's on the screen, man. Like, you can't really, people could be flexing and then turn around and their life be completely in shambles. You never know. So just getting caught up on social media is not the way to go. If you see something positive, use that. Use that.
Utilize it for the right purpose. I don't go on social media and compare myself to these celebrity rappers or nothing of that nature.
Right.
I just utilize it to gain positive messages, see who else is putting out positive energy. I surround myself with a lot of people. I follow a lot of people that do the same thing that I do, the same lane as I do. And they do nothing but put out positive energy. And I go on social media and I get influenced by them. And then I go and I make myself work harder. So it's all how you perceive everything. Lessons, struggles, social media, everything in life is just how you perceive it. And I just choose to perceive everything positively. Last question. Currently, what are you working on, and what's the plans for the future?
Currently, I'm working on something for my boy Ferg. Shout out to Ferg the Ruler. He's a rapper, and I went to his listening party probably about a couple weeks ago, probably about a week and a half ago, and it should be out by the time this drops. But man, he cold, bro. I'm telling you, he cold. I got put you on too, but he got a new EP out, so I'm working something for him. I got a couple flag football things that I'm working on. Possibly more obviously basketball, but I got some G League things coming in the future. Shout out to Aja as well. Aja's really, really cool. She hooked me up with the opportunity to go and shoot the games, and it was no hesitation on her end. She's a busy person, and she took the time out to talk to me and explain to me what she does. And for me to see her in that position, a young black woman in that position with so much responsibility and successful at it too, that's a huge inspiration as well. So shout out to Aja. I don't know, I want to get more into like more documentary style things as well. Like, I know we gonna have a documentary together.
Oh, that's for sure.
So 100%. So I want to get more into that because, like I said, like Cam Beverly, he's a huge inspiration of mine, and like just viewing, his work has made that mindset to me like, yo, I could do more than post clips of basketball and do this. Like, I could do a full project, and eventually that's gonna come. Day in the lives of certain people. Vlogging, I don't know if I would vlog for myself. Like I said before, I don't really like to show my face that much, but that could be a good thing to get me more comfortable behind in front of the camera and everything. Just vlog some stuff that I do on my day to day.
Let me cut you off though real quick.
Yeah.
In terms of you getting comfortable in front of the camera, I'm not giving you an option, bro. You're not gonna stay behind the camera forever. You've been a part of this Respect Your Passion, this part of this Teach Peace NYC thing. I'm definitely I need you as a co-host for certain episodes, even if you have to host by yourself certain episodes. There's no growth in the comfort zone, my brother. So I definitely feel like you have a lot to provide to the universe in terms of your energy, in terms of your wisdom, your intelligence. So I definitely need you by my side, even if it's for a few episodes at a time as we grow. Certain guests that you're interested in interviewing yourself or partnering up with me, we're definitely gonna have you as a co-host on this. This is our brand, our podcast, and along the way we may add additional people. It may not always be me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a role to play, but we all gotta participate and just continuously grow from there, bro. So I definitely need you a part of this even more than what you're already doing. I just want to push you in front of the camera and just let's do it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Consider it done. You know I'm on board. I got you. For sure, bro. I appreciate you for even, allowing me to be a part of this.
For sure, bro. Not. A lot of people are selfish with their ideas. Like, I could have said, this is my podcast. This is my idea. This is what I want to do. Can I video edit? Can I record? Can I get the guest? Can I schedule the guest? There's a lot that comes into putting a podcast, to doing the clothing brand, while working your 9 to 5, while taking care of your family, while having a social life. You can't do everything alone. So a lot of people think they have this ultimate ego, this ultimate, I got to do it alone. No, you can't do it alone. You just got to surround yourself by the right people. And Dave has been nothing but a blessing to take the time out of his busy life to edit my videos and conduct photo shoots for me, conduct video shoots for me. So I think there's a very important lesson with that. Don't put everything on your back. You know what I mean? Surround yourself with people, even if you didn't grow up with them, but you know that they're a genuine, positive person. Surround yourself with that person. Let them know your intentions and use me and Dave as an inspiration to grow your own platform.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Any closing comments you got for us?
Man, I want to thank you, number one, for having me on here. Closing comments to anybody. Man, it's a marathon. I quote Nip Hussle, like it's a marathon, bro. It's if you don't, I know situations are different in everybody's life. But it's a marathon. It shouldn't be where you have to rush through anything, Take time for yourself. Try to take time for yourself. Try to reflect. Try to self-reflect. If you're going through something, man, like, find something that is going to help you get out of it. Find something that's gonna make you feel like yourself again. And if you don't know what that feels like, you gotta try new things. Try new things. Like I said, everything is situational. Some people might not get the opportunity to try new things or, just be around certain things. So, but if I had to tell anybody anything, is just to, just kind of enjoy the process of you, enjoy the process of your growth, enjoy, just try to break bad habits. That's the biggest thing. Try to break bad habits. If you feel like something is wrong, or if you grew up a certain way, you know that it's not, right, or if something feels off about it, try to break those bad habits. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out to participate in this episode, this segment. Once again, I appreciate everybody that has been supporting us. I appreciate everybody that would take the time out to watch this episode. We're just going to continuously grow. You're going to see Dave in front of the camera a lot more. So just know this is my right-hand man in this business world. So get familiar with that face. I'm just going to close out this segment and say, practice self-love. Love yourself first. Teach peace. I know that sounds cliche because that's the brand name, but teach peace. Put out nothing but love and unity. And again, respect your passion. And what I mean by that is stay disciplined and just go for it. Right now my lips is chapped, but we're going to still release this episode. We still going to release this episode. You feel me? But peace and blessings, y'all. I appreciate y'all.